Imagine this is the world that we live in. You will be laid off based on the color of your skin because the political leaders are racist. In Minnesota, there's a new policy for teachers, and the courts are going to let it happen. Okay. Although a civil rights attorney named Leo Terrell blasted the agreement between the Minneapolis Public Schools and the teachers union, calling it illegal and said it violates the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. But the agreement between them says school districts which ended a 2-week teacher strike states that white teachers will be laid off before those from unrepresented populations, regardless of seniority. And the agreement also stipulates that the unrepresented teachers will be reinstated before white teachers. So by unrepresented, they mean minorities. Doesn't matter how many years they've been there. It doesn't matter what subject they teach. Nope. If the color of your skin is anything other than white, then you will not be laid off. And if you are, you will get your job back before your white counterparts. And a court in Minnesota said this is okay. It's not racism, it's no problem. This is the United States of America. These are the policies of the Democratic politicians. And it's absolutely unbelievable that now, because of the color of your skin, you can lose your job, even if you have 10, 15, 20 years of seniority. It doesn't matter. Is this ever going to come to an end? I mean, give me a break. So, talk about segregation. That's what these school officials in Minnesota are doing. They are bringing back segregation. The only difference is white people are the ones who will lose their jobs, and they will not get their jobs back before a minority. And we all know, and I definitely know, that segregation was gross, disgusting, and totally unnecessary. But that's what happened 100 years ago, or even, you know what I mean? When blacks couldn't go in certain businesses or buses or the Rosa Parks, you know? But this is 2023, the 21st century, and we have politicians and judicial officials that think that this is okay no matter how much time you have on the job. So basically, you could be a minority, black, Hispanic, Native American, Asian, whatever. And you could be a teacher in one of these schools. Let's say we'll go with 6 months. It's a good number. You were hired 6 months ago, and then there was a strike for whatever reason. You know, teachers strike all the time. I honestly think that teachers don't make enough money. They're not paid for the extremely difficult job they do. And I applaud anyone who is a teacher if you're watching, because quite frankly, I could never do that job. Just the patience alone a teacher has to have with all the different personalities in a classroom. You have to be a special kind of person to be a school teacher. And again, I applaud you if you're a school teacher. But how is it okay if a white teacher has been at a certain school for, let's say, 6 years, and the minority teacher was at the school for 6 months, and then everybody goes on strike, whether it's for more wages, better hours, overtime, or whatever it might be. They went on strike for 2 weeks, and somebody came up with this agreement that if we're going to have layoffs, no matter how many years, no matter what the tenure is of the white teacher, they will be the first ones laid off before their minority counterparts. How is that okay in 2023? And they all say, all the Democrats especially, say all white people are white supremacists. We're all racist. We're all against any other race or ethnicity, which is the furthest thing from the truth, to me anyways. I don't see skin color. I see the person. We're all human beings. We were all brought into this world the same, and we'll all leave this world the same. So the color of your skin does not matter. Doesn't matter what job you do, where your education is, or where you grew up. And we all know everybody struggles, but they like to say the unrepresented populations, and they always put the minorities. But I don't understand why today I feel more so than ever that a white person is a minority today, which it doesn't affect me either way. I'm still going to go to work. I'm still going to do my job. The people that I encounter every single day in my work, all walks of life, all backgrounds, all skin colors, and it doesn't matter. And yes, I work in law enforcement, so the people I encounter have been charged with crimes. But that doesn't affect the way I do my job. I treat everyone the way I want to be treated, which is with respect. So I don't see the color. But apparently in Minnesota, they are seeing colors, whether it's for votes, whether it's for inclusion. I don't know what they're looking for with this, but when you can come out with a policy and then someone brings it to court and a judge can say there's no grounds for this case, they can basically do whatever they want. You're not a decent human being. Whoever made this policy, if they're a teacher, they shouldn't be one. If they're a union official, they shouldn't be one, because this is a gross act of authority, if you will, because it's just simply not fair. A person who has worked a long time, and I said 6 years, but 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 20, no matter how many years you work and you're a white person, you will lose your job if there's a layoff before anyone of a different race or ethnicity. And it's only because the color of your skin, and it's because of the racism of the people who are making these policies. Layoffs should be based on tenure. And yeah, layoffs suck. But if you're going to be laid off from your job, you should be laid off based on your time of service. That's it. End of story. Skin color should have zero to do with it. So what these politicians and school officials, if you want to call them that, are doing in Minnesota are saying, we do not care that the white guy has been there for 20 years. The black lady or the Hispanic man have been here for 6 months, but they deserve to keep their job because they're unrepresented. Give me a fucking break, okay? Because it has nothing to do with skin color. All this is a policy from individuals who are seeking to keep hold of their position. And the way they see it is, if we lay off the white people first, we're all set. People are going to support us. If we run for school board, we're going to get reelected. If we run for other offices, we're going to get elected because we got rid of all the white people first. They preach. They want everybody who has to be included, no matter what color, no matter what ethnicity, no matter what your sex is, gay, lesbian, LGBTQ. Everybody's got to be included. But I'll tell you what, and I truly believe this, if there's a layoff at one of these schools in Minnesota and there's a white teacher who's LGBTQ, that white teacher is going to keep their job. Because if that white LGBTQ teacher gets laid off, there's going to be hell to pay. There's going to be court. There's going to be lawsuits. And there's going to be money owed to that person because they discriminated against them because of how they identify. And I'm sick of hearing, he identifies as African American. He identifies as white. We don't identify as anything. That's what we are. I'm a Caucasian man. There's others, okay? With this identity bullshit that they're pushing is more nonsense. This policy that a judge upheld is totally, I think it's unconstitutional and it should be against the law. But that's what they're going to do. No matter what your tenure is, no matter how good of an employee, a teacher you are, you will lose your job before someone else based on the color of your skin. And that, my friends, is called racism. And whoever's doing this in Minnesota are nothing but racist in my eyes. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you like this video. Share it with someone. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe to this channel. I hope everybody's healthy and safe. And it's just wrong. It's so wrong that you got to be judged today, especially in employment, based on the color of your skin. Have a great night.